The same great Pepsi taste.
The same great Pepsi taste.
But no sugar.
But with no sugar.
When James Cameron isn't making more Avatar sequels than I make money in a single year, he has often in the past made some absolute bangers. So much so, in fact, that I would consider him one of my top 3 favourite directors of all time.
Yeah, boy.
So today, why not break down Jimmy Cameron's films and rank them from worst to best? Yes, it's his first film. There's not really much to say about Piranha 2: The Spawning, other than I watched it purely to complete his oeuvre. And so I could frankly look cool and say, I've seen Piranha 2: The Spawning, because how many people actually have? I don't care for this film, I think it's absolutely terrible. There are trademark James Cameron things within it that I think are indicative of his directing style, particularly underwater photography and a lot of blue hues.
Such as this video.
But aside from that, is it worth your time? No, I would actually steer clear of it. It's pretty terrible.
You should not be here.
Unobtainium?
Very sexy.
I think Avatar gets hated on more than it should, really. It does have things that are very fun to take the mick out of, particularly its very basic and rudimentary storyline, which is ripped straight from Pocahontas, Dances with Wolves. I know this is old hat, and I know that everyone already knows this, but what I think it does is it manages to take a very simple story and infuse such an interesting visual aesthetic to it that makes it brand new, it makes it feel fresh and original, which I guess is the first time anyone's ever said that about Avatar.
Yeah.
Criticisms notwithstanding, I have to admit Avatar is a film I actually really enjoy, and I honestly cannot wait to rewatch it. I would also highly recommend watching the documentary Capturing Avatar, which goes into the technical aspects of the filmmaking and how, once again, James Cameron is a crazy bastard and all the things he does seem to be pushing the boundaries of technology and filmmaking.
I figure life's a gift and I don't intend on wasting it.
Mr. Fantastic, isn't it? Titanic is a mixed bag for me because it's a film I definitely like and appreciate more than Avatar because it is better paced, it is a stronger story, but at the same time it does suffer from the same faults of being aggressively long, more so than it needs to be. Sometimes it's too cheesy, and I know that's what James Cameron is going for, and I understand that at points it can really work. But I don't think it helps that rom-coms and tragic romances are not really my thing.
Speaking of romances, if my analytics are correct, it appears that 49.7% of females watch my channel. Ladies, where are you? My email is stanwilksmovies@gmail.com. Hit me up!
This is definitely something I would consider on the lower end of James Cameron's filmography, despite the fact that I actually still like it quite a bit. Visually speaking, it's fantastic, and technically it's of course another fantastic achievement. True Lies, a film I have spoken about before on this channel, and I tell you what, I'll talk about it again because it is very much underrated. I really like the fact that it's a comedy and it's an action movie. It manages to be many genres in one, and I think Cameron helms it incredibly well considering the scale of it. It manages to be rather politically incorrect and comment on issues like terrorism, but in a way that's funky, in a way that's silly, in a way that's quite zany, and modern people just need to grow a pair of balls and appreciate it for what it is. Just have a laugh and enjoy it. Does James Cameron like the ocean? Truth be told, I've only seen The Abyss once, but I can't wait to revisit it. It is immersive. That is the best way to describe The Abyss. Immersive. In terms of its filmmaking, unparalleled, especially for its time, and even today now. And in terms of its emotional resonance, it's a very simple story, it's got that human element, and it's got that sci-fi mystery element to it too, which makes it work. I think it's a very fabulous film. Can't wait to rewatch it.
Hey, I think this guy's a couple cans short of a six-pack.
I'm a couple cans short of a six-pack. The Terminator. What is there to say about The Terminator other than it's superb? I love this movie. It's always been one of my favourite films, and I really appreciate actually how it manages to deal with these time travel themes and plot elements so flawlessly, so effortlessly, without it feeling complicated. And that is a credit to James Cameron's writing, and William Wisher, of course, who is always underrated.
Incorrect. I was thinking of Gail Anhard, not William Wisher. Please excuse my insubordination. Yours sincerely, Big Nose.
And it is that anomaly in James Cameron's filmography, in which it's one of his shortest films. And I'll tell you what, when people say it's one of their favourite James Cameron films, if not their favourite James Cameron film, totally understand that. I couldn't respect you more.
This time, he's back. For good.
Trust me.
I love it. Terminator 2, another film that has been spoken about endlessly, and rightly so, because this for me is the best action film ever made. Is it the best sci-fi film ever made? You know what, I'll go all the way and say yes. I'm saying this, I believe in it, I stand by it.
I believe you.
There's not much I can say about Terminator 2 that hasn't been said already, but I tell you what, the reason why I love this film is it gets the essentials right. To be a compelling story, it's got the characters, it's got the plot, it's got the action, it's got that sense of weight and gravitas, and especially considering the fact that it's all about preventing the future.
Wow.
Get down to die! Get on the running line!
Aliens, I'll go so far as to say this, behind Starship Troopers and Robocop, it is my third favourite film of all time. I remember exactly where I was when my dad introduced me to this at a very young age, and I was absolutely blown away. I could never get my mind around the alien queen. I love the camaraderie between the Marines. I really enjoyed seeing Ellen Ripley progress in her character, and Newt really is the heart and soul of the movie. I'm a big fan of the way James Horner's score is infused, considering that there are a lot of drum percussion tracks in this that really emphasise that militaristic undertone of the film. Come on man, it doesn't get any better than Ellen Ripley manning a power loader and fighting the alien queen. It's just wonderful stuff. I absolutely love this film, and it never stops being immensely entertaining, but also still, to this day, very scary. So that is my ranking of Jimmy Cameron's filmography. Doubtless yours will differ from mine, but I tell you what, please let me know exactly what it is in the comment section, because I love reading your thoughts, and he's a very interesting director. Everyone's got something to say, because he definitely has a universal appeal, and for me, that is actually a very underrated thing. So thanks for watching guys, and I shall see you in the next video. Titanic's a mixed bag for me. It's a better film than Avatar because I do think it's better paced, and as a story, it's stronger. The dog is barking downstairs, so we may be here a while. This edition of The Thing is really nice by Arrow Video. I'd highly recommend it. Finally. Oh, come on!